Hello, I'm David Grasso, and you're watching Bold TV. Today's hot button issue, student debt forgiveness. Let's meet today's panelists. Danielle DeSouza-Gill, she's an advisory board member of Women for Trump, and Nate Lerner, executive director of Build the Wave. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we heard from you off the top, student debt forgiveness, hot button issue. Good idea or bad idea? Let's start with you, Nate.
Well, I think it's a great idea. As I mentioned, right now we're seeing a record amount of student debt. It's over $1 trillion. 40% of students are expected to default on their loans by 2030, and that's just a bubble waiting to pop, just like with the housing crisis, and we're going to see the effects in our economy.
So what's the moral hazard of this, Danielle?
The hazard of this is that the other people who are actually working hard and are being responsible are the people who are paying off other student loans. I'm all for students going to college, but I think we should try to create jobs for them so that they are able to pay off their loans. Because even if we do pay off their loans, they're not going to be in a situation going forward throughout their life where they're working in a job that they're proud of. So I want to create jobs for those people.
So Danielle made a point in her opening statement about the problem with if we go ahead and forgive the loans, it doesn't address the structural problem that college costs keep on going up. What do you have to say for that, Nate?
Well, I think that's an entirely separate issue. I think we absolutely should address those costs, but at the same time, we can't ignore this massive debt bubble that's growing every single day. If we fix the cost of college tomorrow, you still have over $1 trillion of debt. And those are millions of students, of recent graduates, who aren't contributing to the economy, who aren't buying homes, aren't getting apartments, aren't getting cars, and it's decreasing the size of the middle class and will continue to do so for years to come.
Danielle, what do you say about that? There are economic consequences to not forgiving student debt, because if we forgive student debt, many economists say our economy will boom. What do you have to say to that?
I don't think it'll boom. I think it'll lead to what we saw with you, like you mentioned, with the housing crisis, will lead to a recession, because if the government is paying off these things, then loans are given out when they shouldn't have been given out. So with the housing crisis, people shouldn't have been buying those homes because they weren't in a position to be able to buy a home. So similarly with school, I think we should be encouraging people to, A, learn trades. I don't think that everyone
That's
has
even
to
more
be
money, Danielle.
No, I think that we want to create jobs so people can pay off their loans. And if the government continues to be in this position, it's not going to be good for the actual people who need to pay those off.
So, Nate, we have two problems here. We have past sins and future sins. How do we solve these both?
I think it's important to not kind of get stuck on how things make us feel and just look at the hard math, which is that the middle class is already shrinking dramatically and dangerously. And right now we have this up and coming generation of young people who graduated college and who have completely failed to reach a lot of the milestones of adulthood because of the student loan debt. And if that continues for the next few years, the next few decades, that's going to have a massive impact on our economy, and we're going to see it.
Danielle, a lot of people are having less children and not buying houses and are failing to thrive, right? And we're seeing that in our birth rate, right? People are having children later, not at all, et cetera. Do you think something like student debt forgiveness would help that problem, or not at all?
No, I don't think so, because they would still be in the position that they're in currently, where they're not achieving their goals, they're not achieving their dreams. So let's say we say, okay, we're going to give everyone free college. That doesn't mean they're going to be able to buy a house. That doesn't mean they're going to be able to
So you think
do
it's
these
simple
other
economics.
things.
It's economic opportunity more than it is student debt. Lack of economic opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that creating jobs in the economy will help people be able to pay off their loans.
Do you agree with Danielle?
To an extent, I think the issue is, it would be great to create more jobs. It'd be great to create more economic opportunity, but you can't just wave a magic wand and have that happen. You have to invest in education. Sure. If to invest in education, you have to invest in the students who are pursuing a higher education. And the problem is that we really misled our students. I was one of them who we misled, and we told, you go take on all this debt. It'll be fine. It'll be worth it. The value of college is increasing every single day, but what happened is we've started to plateau where the value of a college degree is much lower than we expected it to be, and does not equate to what the debt we're taking on is. And as a result, you're seeing all these students who can't afford to pay off their debt, who are defaulting and missing these milestones and failing to contribute to the economy, and that's causing larger problems, and forgiving that debt will solve that.
So, but Danielle makes an excellent point. Politics aside, the economy has been better under President Trump than it was under President Obama. Coincidence or public policy?
I think he can thank Obama for that. He inherited Obama's economy after Obama fixed the recession. And I think we could see a potential recession, and one of the main causes could very well be because of student debt. And when you increase the spending power of these recent graduates, you're strengthening the economy, you're creating more jobs, you're putting more people to work. They're buying more things. They're buying more homes. That's more jobs. It's very
So
simple.
Danielle,
Well, you
more
may
government, less government. What do we do?
Well, that may be a short-term solution if you do pay off those loans, but it's the next generation that's going to be in major trouble because the cost of college for them is going to go way up. Because if colleges see the government is just paying for people to go to college, they're going to up their prices. They're going to make tuition double what it is right now. So if you want to see the cost of college actually go down, it's not to have the government just be paying for everything.
Well, guys, thank you so much for this very spirited debate today. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.